Hello, everyone, and welcome to my 90th TTM video. TTM stands for Through the Mail. We send out autograph requests to famous people, athletes, whatever, and hope they send our stuff back, preferably signed, and not with the dreaded yellow sticker. Refused. A lot of the times they just refuse, and they still live there. They just don't want any mail. This is Ed, or as my sons call me, the angry old man. Today, I will share with you 6 TTM pickups that I received. Big week. One purchase, and sort of a fan pack to go along with my mascot collection, and some shout-outs to great channels. Don't forget, the contest is still on. If you watched the last video, you'll see different things I was giving away. It is open until Friday. Friday is the 20th. Why not Friday? Why not? Friday is also the 92nd birthday of Mickey Mantle, so I figured that was a good day to end it. One of the all-time greats, one of my all-time favorites. So hope you're doing well out there. Been watching everybody's videos. They look great. I want to start off with the shout-outs first. First is to a new channel I've been watching, Justin Stetler. I hope I said that right, Justin. Justin does a lot of pack ripping every day. He opens a different pack, so he doesn't have that many subscribers. If you like pack ripping, you'll enjoy that. Second is a long-time veteran of the community, Slappy. Slappy is Gaming is his channel, and my good friend up there in Canada, he started up a new channel. He's got to get them subscribers back. Go check him out. He's still around. He ain't gone anywhere. He's still there, so check my good friend out, my brother from another mother. And we got a great channel here. Vintage Card Steve. Old Steve out in Nebraska. He's got such a fantastic collection. He does player spotlights. You want to give him a look-see. He's another fun channel. And the fourth, another guy I've been subscribed to for a while, TheHotCorner. Mike Schmidt is his real name, folks. Check him out. He does TTMs, some pack rips. He'll show you the prizes he wins at these contests. He's got a great collection as well. Big-time Phillies fan. The Phillies are looking good. They won the first 2 games. I'll root for them. I hope they go on. I don't want them to end up like the '84 Cubs. I remember they smoked the Padres in the first 2 games when I was about 11 or 12, and I thought, "Ooh, Cubs are going." And then the next 3 games came, and that was it. So good luck to the Phils, though. I hope they don't fall to what the '84 Cubs did. And now I'll go with my sort of fan pack. This came from the Cleveland Indians. Well, not the Indians anymore. They're the Guardians. And not of the Galaxy either. Came all the way from Cleveland, Ohio. There's a little thing from them. I asked for an autograph of Slider, their mascot. They sent me a pack of cards. Got Derek Hall of the Phillies on the front and Home Run Derby thing on the back. I'm not in the Home Run Derby, but... And here's the autograph they sent of Slider. So I was quite happy to get that. The Indians they're tough. They send out virtual fan packs. So I was glad to get that. And I did have a pickup this week. This was part of my Slapshot collection. This is Christopher Murney. He's the goalie, better known as Hanrahan in the movie Slapshot. He was the goalie that beat Paul Newman up back there after he insulted his wife. So, always like to collect those Slapshot autographs. Great movie if you've never seen it. All right, let's get down to the TTMs. This first TTM came from California. There was no fee. It took 5 months, but it was, she sent it back. It's an actress, and that's Miss Aubrey Plaza on the first pitch from July 1st, 2016. She even put my name on it. She is from Delaware. She's 39 years old, born in 1994, and she's born in Wilmington, so I mentioned that in my letter that I live in Delaware. Maybe that's why she put my name on it, but, hey, we got to stick together. It's a small state. Not originally from here, but I do live here now, so thank you, Aubrey. She takes a while. She'll get back to you. The second one came from California as well. It's a California kind of day. And there was no fee, but it took a little over 6 months. And this is the only card I got of him. It came in one of those Fairfield boxes you get at Walgreens, which is great. You get good TTM fuel there. And that's Mr. Lavelle Freeman. On the card, Major League debut, April 7th, 1989. A little bit about Mr. Freeman. Lavelle Maurice Freeman was born on the 18th of February, 1963 in Oakland, California. He's 60 years old, attended John F. Kennedy High School in Sacramento, and played American Legion ball with a guy by the name of Greg Vaughn, who also went on to play in the major leagues. Their Legion team won the California State title one year. In the 1981 Major League Baseball draft, he was selected in the 30th round by the Chicago White Sox. But he didn't sign with them, and he went to Sacramento City College. In the January 1983 MLB draft, the Milwaukee Brewers grabbed him, and he played just 2 games in the major leagues in 1989, both for the Brewers. As it says on his card, his debut April 7th, 1989, against the Tigers at Tiger Stadium. He was the designated hitter. He faced Doyle Alexander, who struck him out twice. And he had 3 total plate appearances. And on June 29th of that year, he was traded to the Texas Rangers, where he didn't play any games. So he's 2 games in his whole career. He did score a run once. And he's a member of the Texas League Hall of Fame. But thank you, Mr. Freeman. Hey, he signed it. I'm happy. The third one came from Georgia, Atlanta. And this is a current player. This is Mr. Raciel Iglesias. I get it right. Nice to always get a current player. This took about 14 days. There was no fee whatsoever. And Mr. Raciel is from Cuba. He played with the Reds and the Angels and is now with the Braves. Of course, they won 100 games and they got knocked out. All 3 teams who won 100 games got beat this year, knocked out. So he has 32 wins and 47 losses in his career, 2.97 ERA with 728 Ks and 190 saves. But I thank him for signing. That's, it's good. He signed, I think his last name, IG, his number. But not going to complain. That's great. And this next one came from Arizona. I believe that's where I sent it. Been a while. Took about 28 days. There was no fee. And that's from former Major League pitcher Dave Dravecky. Signed these 2 cards here. Get them in there for you. The score and the 83 tops. And the Giants and the Padres, both teams he pitched for. And I'll tell you a little bit about Mr. Dravecky. David Francis Dravecky, better known as Dave. Born on February 14th, 1956 in Youngstown, Ohio. Currently 67. He attended Youngstown State University, where he played both baseball and basketball. In 1978, he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the Major League Draft. Shout out to Matt Bowler, big Pirate fan. But in 1981, he was eventually traded to the San Diego Padres by the Pirates. His Major League career lasted from 1982 to 1989. He played with San Diego and the San Francisco Giants. He made 1 All-Star Game appearance in his career. That was 1983, the game in Chicago at Comiskey Park, where the National League finally lost a game for the first time since 1971. He pitched 2 scoreless innings and even struck out George Brett. A good game. He did help the Padres win the National League championship. They came back from an 0-2 deficit, defeat the Chicago Cubs. Cubs, as I said earlier, blew them out in the first 2 games in Wrigley, and then 3 straight. The Garvey homer, the Durham glove. It was awful. In the 84 World Series against the Tigers, which the Padres got beaten up pretty good, 4-1, he gave up 1 earned run in the whole series. On July 4th, 1987, the Padres traded him to the San Francisco Giants with Keith Comstock, Mark Davis, and Mark Grant, and third baseman Chris Brown. The Giants got pitcher Craig Lefferts and the third baseman by the name of Kevin Mitchell. He helped the Giants to win the NL West, but they wound up losing to the St. Louis Cardinals in the National League Championship Series. In 1988, after defeating the Dodgers on opening day, Dave started noticing some stiffness in his pitching arm. In September of that year, he was diagnosed with a tumor in his left arm, his pitching arm. And on October 7th, 1988, he underwent an operation where half of his deltoid muscle in his left arm was removed. The doctors wanted him to wait until 1990 to come back and pitch, but Dave said, no, I want to pitch that year, 1989. Now, August 15th, 1989, against the Montreal Expos, he pitched 3 no-hit innings. In the 5th inning, he started to feel a tingling sensation in his pitching arm. In the 6th inning, he gave up a leadoff homer, and then he walked Andres Galarraga. And on the first pitch to Tim Raines, his humerus snapped. And if you ever seen that video on YouTube, it's awful. I remember seeing that as a kid. Well, I was like 16, 17, but I was still a young man when they showed it on TV, and it was awful. I remember Will Clark just ran right to him. He didn't even care about the ball. He just flew right over there. And everyone in Olympic Stadium said they could hear his arm breaking throughout that. That's a big stadium, too. In October of that year, October 9th, 1989, after the Cubs lost to the Giants in the National League Championship Series, a poor Cubs video here, they're losing. Dravecky was rushing out to the mound to celebrate and broke his left arm for the second time. After that, a doctor found a lump in his left arm, and he retired from baseball on November 13th, 1989. On July 18th, 1991, his left arm and shoulder were amputated. He's now a motivational speaker, so God bless him for, carrying on. That's true courage right there. His major league record was 64-57 with a 3.13 ERA and 558 Ks. But he was a good pitcher. I remember him. He was a solid pitcher. Terrible what happened to him. But he does sign. God bless him for that. All right, and this next one took 35 days, came all the way from North Carolina. Yes, it did. There's no fee. And that's an NBA Hall of Famer, and that's Mr. Bobby Jones. He's the guy doing the jump shot right there, and he signed it in blue. He's wearing his Carolina uniform. I decided to get him a picture in college there, and that's David Thompson, the Skywalker. He's going up against at NC State. I like how they just had State on the uniform. Now they got to get like North Carolina State all up top. I digest. Digress, whatever you want to call it. I'll tell you a little bit about Mr. Bobby Jones. Robert Clyde Jones, known as Bobby, was born December 18th, 1951 in Charlotte, North Carolina. So he's currently 71. He's considered one of the greatest defensive players in NBA history. Went to the University of North Carolina, played under Dean Smith. In the 1974 NBA draft, he was picked in the first round with the 5th pick by the Houston Rockets. He was also selected in the ABA draft that year by the Carolina Cougars, and they eventually folded, and his rights went to the Spirits of St. Louis. Yeah, they owned his rights. The draft that year, the number 1 pick was Bill Walton at UCLA. His NBA career his ABA and NBA career, went from 1974 to 78 with the Nuggets in the ABA, and the 76ers from 78 to 86. His dad, Bobby Jones' dad, played basketball for the Oklahoma Sooners, and in 1949 they were the runner-ups for the national championship. And his brother would also go on to play at Oklahoma. Bobby was also a member of the 1972 U.S. Olympic team, which of course got cheated out of the gold medal. They kept giving the Soviets time to replay. They got to keep going and going and going until they get a basket, and they finally did. Denver Nuggets coach Larry Brown wanted this guy badly. He was a Carolina guy too, Larry Brown, but he really liked Bobby Jones. And the rights were with the Spirits of St. Louis, I should say. So Larry Brown and the Nuggets, they got to trade the rights to their draft pick, a guy by the name of Marvin Barnes, Bad News Barnes, for Bobby Jones's rights. He inked a 7-year, $1.4 million deal with the Nuggets. After the 77-78 season, Denver would trade him to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ralph Simpson, who had a pretty decent career in Denver, and George McGinnis, who lasted but 1 season there. They traded him mainly because he has health problems. He has asthma, he has occasional epileptic seizures, and a chronic heart problem, but that never stopped him from playing either, so he is considered one of the best defensive players ever. He was nicknamed the Secretary of Defense. He is a member of the 83 76ers, which won the NBA championship. That was the last time the Sixers have won it to date, 40 years ago. He's a 4-time NBA All-Star, 8-time All-NBA Defensive Team, was the 1983 NBA Sixth Man of the Year, was a 1976 ABA All-Star, 2-time ABA Defensive All-Defensive Team, and an ABA All-Rookie First Team. He was a 1974 All-American in college. His number 24 has been retired by the Sixers, and he's a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame. He averaged 12.1 points a game, 6.1 rebounds a game for his career, and 2.7 assists. So thank you, Mr. Bobby Jones, signing that. He also sent a little pamphlet. He's very religious. Have you ever been to Calvary? Not yet. One day I guess I will, but hopefully not too soon. The final one comes all the way from Iowa, and I'm probably going to retire this one as a result. And that is this Dolphins picture, which I've been working on. It's been signed by Doug Cruson. He was the first one. Then Larry Little, Bob Greasy, Dick Anderson, Manny Fernandez, and finally, Vern DeHerter. Signed his number and 17-0. So thank you, Vern. I think I'm not going to send this out anymore because I get a little nervous about it. Took 14 days, came from Iowa, and there's no fee. Vern Wayne DeHerter, born November 28th, 1948 in Lamars, Iowa, 74. His first 2 years of high school, his high school didn't have any football. But his junior and senior years, he really played well. He was a star football player. He also played basketball in high school. He chose Central College in Pella, Iowa because of its reputation in education sciences and also its affiliation with the Reformed Church of America. In college, former CBS anchorman Harry Smith was his teammate in college there. How about that? In the 1971 NFL Draft, he was picked in the 9th round with the 230th pick by the Miami Dolphins. First pick that year went to the Patriots. They went with Jim Plunkett. Number 2, the Saints went with a guy by the name of Archie Manning. So, good draft class. His whole career was in Miami from 71 to 82. Now, sacks weren't officially counted until 1982 in the NFL, but he unofficially led the Dolphins in sacks for many years. 1972 with 10.5, 1975 with a career high of 11. His unofficial totals of sacks are about 64.5, which is about 4th on the Dolphins list of all time. And he did have a 5-sack game on October 1973 that year. Don Shula said he was one of the most dependable players he ever coached. He was going to retire in 1981, but Coach Shula talked him to coming back for one more season in 1982, and Super Bowl 17 was his last game when they lost to the Redskins. After his retirement, he became a farmer in Iowa. He specializes in corn and soybeans. He is a member of the College Football Hall of Fame, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Super Bowls 7 and 8, when Miami defeated Washington and then Minnesota. But he's played in 4 Super Bowls overall. When the Dolphins played in 3, they lost Super Bowl 6 to Dallas and 17 to Washington. So thank you, Mr. Vern DeHerter. I don't think I'll be sending this out anymore, but a lot of the 72 Dolphins are on there. Maybe if there's like a public signing, I'll go for like Mercury Morris. Larry Sanka, he gets paid a lot, obviously, because they charge a lot. I guess that's how it works. The players get paid, and then the promoters charge whatever they feel like charging, to make a profit. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. There was one recent signing coming up for Clayton Kershaw, $550. That's just to sign a ball. If you want him to put down like Cy Young on it or something, that's another $550. $1,100? No. It was Babe Ruth maybe, but sorry, Clayton. All right, end of that rant. I appreciate you spending some time with me. I hope it wasn't too boring. For those of you that stayed all the way to the end, thank you. For those that went through, fast-forwarded to the end, that's fine too. Whatever. If you're new to the channel, you like what you see, subscribe and hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and didn't like what you see, subscribe anyway. We might have something down the line you might like. Check out those channels I was telling you about. Great people. Leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you. Hit the bell, not too hard, so you can get notified when I come out with a video. Again, the contest ends Friday, Mickey Mantle's birthday, so stay safe, be kind to each other. Tonight, I say goodnight to Jamaica, all my brothers and sisters in Jamaica. Love y'all.